So I was asking myself, if there was any way to hold all of the devastation and all of the triumph of just this past week. Are you feeling me? This week, it's been a lot. I mean, I hardly know how to hold it all. And I would say, even if you are single, or if you are widowed, or if you are a person regularly erased by our heteronormative culture, even if you are struggling with heartbreak, were you not also looking forward to February 14th? Just a little bit. A day devoted to love in America, please. God, we needed Valentine's Day this year. And on Ash Wednesday, too. That day when Christians are reminded of their mortality and humility, and as a UU, I could joyfully declare, we have come from love, and to love we shall return. And it has been a long, cold, lonely winter of illness, anxiety, scarcity, and I, for one, was ready to witness and participate in a cultural expression of friendship and love. I mean, for once, I reveled in the mass market romance of it all. Because it was something better than hate and fear and corruption marking this moment in time, colonizing our thoughts. And then my heart-shaped smile cracked and fell into a million little pieces when I heard about yet another school shooting and another scenario where kids and teachers had to live through hell or die as a result of it. I searched for a place to take my devastation, anger, and confusion at the end of the day. I turned then towards the Olympic Games, to stories of perseverance and single-minded ambition and what the body can create at its strongest and most elegant. Have you, like me, found yourself tearing up with the athletes when you least expected it? We need that triumph too, to hold on to. Or maybe you've been watching all the frenzy around the new Black Panther film. I am so excited. So many of my friends, people of color, have been planning their costumes for weeks, gathering their crew, reveling in this moment where the whole country can share in a vision of collective liberation, Black power, and the breathtaking imagination of a land unsullied by colonization. So glad someone imagined all of this for us. Y'all, there is just so much going on right now. I feel like I almost need a new language to describe it. And listening to Carol's story earlier this week when she read it to me, I realized that my community of women and I have been scraping and searching and yearning and calling for an entirely new language. Because you see, the old binaries, they don't serve us anymore. Democrat, Republican, straight, gay, male, female, black, white, crazy, sane, rich, poor, single, partnered, able-bodied, disabled. These terms no longer describe who we really are. Maybe they never did. They sure don't describe where we are going and what is becoming. Forged by the collective works of Alice Walker, Katie Cannon, Dolores Williams, Emily Towns, and so many more theologians and artists, womanism is a deeper shade of feminism, a fully inclusive, intersectional movement expanding the circle of progressive ideologies. Womanism brings the daily experience of Black women and everyone who is marginalized into the center of the story. And here's how womanism can infiltrate our souls and transform us. Womanism makes a way out of no way. It is the audacity of surviving and even blooming when powerful people and powerful institutions want to see you dead or or dominated or withering on the vine. Womanism is also about transcending the gaze of your oppressor, not letting anyone else define you. Creative transformation right in the face of destruction, within it and in front of it. Now, although you don't fully know me and all that I am, you can see that I am a white woman, and I grew up middle class. So some of my current experiences, this current moment of marginalization, the anxiety of feeling powerless, these are new to me. And as I sit with the shock and horror of daily life in these times, I am fully aware that my experience of this is not special. And it is not new for many Americans, and it is not new for many people sitting in this sanctuary right now. So even as I turn to womanism to help me light a way forward, I am humbly aware that a lot of people have been in this struggle for a long, long time. And I just got to say that. So let's go back to Shug Avery in The Color Purple. Color Purple. As Shug poignantly describes her theology, she has taken the white male God that was imposed upon her, forced upon her, and she has universalized it, spreading God's wings until God touches all living things. Until she knows that if she cuts down a tree, her arm will bleed, which is also how we must think about all the children in our society. But let's consider Shug's style. It's not all captured in just that excerpt that I read, but in the book, her style is incredible. Her poise, her beauty, and every graceful thing she forges out of nothing just to survive. Her resilient spirit, her grace, her beauty and style, that's what we need now. You know who has really been inspiring me lately this week in the spirit of womanism? I can see just fine. You can keep it there. Barack and Michelle, you can keep it there. Oh, or not. No, you can keep the lights down. Barack and Michelle Obama and their choices for their portrait artists, the great Kehinde Wiley and Amy Sherald. Did you see that breathtaking portrait reveal, the one where you were challenged to change your gaze? Did you see that? And if you looked at those portraits and you thought, well, that doesn't look like her, or that's not presidential, then I want to challenge you to push through that voice. It is presidential because he was our president. And painter Amy Sherald's artistic interpretation captured in Michelle a full history of survival with style and an expansive, beautiful future. Look at the vastness around her that challenges the dimensions of white supremacist institutional thought. I saw a photo of all the presidential portraits all together, and I just sat back in wonderment, thinking, nothing will ever be the same. Are you with me? You see, there is no going back to when America was, it wasn't great, when it was worse for more people. There's no going back. We can create a totally new language, just like Carol did, just like the Obamas did, right in plain sight, right in front of the institutions and the people who try to shape us into something that they can understand. We can innovate a holistic theology that liberates us, like Shug Avery does in The Color Purple. We can be both and. We are children of love, and to love we must return. We are more powerful than we know, my friends, but we are going to need each other. We are going to need all that power as we toil for our collective liberation. I don't have to tell you that building community in the face of great upheaval is hard work. You know that it is. Through Womanism, I discover stories of resilience and incredible innovation. And if Carol and her sister can make a whole new language, if Shug can create a world within worlds, then together we will create our own future, which is the hardest and most vital work of all. But we need not do this work alone. In religious community, we can do this. If we understand our destinies are intertwined, that all of our children are each of our responsibility, then we will know it is time to use our power to make our schools safer. And by the way, I'm not going to say that. You can see the email about that on the city. But we are called by faith, reaching out towards personal redemption and communal reconciliation. You can bring the lights up now. We are lovers of authentic, diverse, beautiful expression. We are believers in a world where each of us can be seen and truly, fully understood. We yearn to feel true connection to the liberation of all beings. And when it happens to you, you cannot miss it.